Now, this is something that I've struggled with far too much. I've had a lot of ideas and plans, and ideas and things are great, but if nothing comes out of them, then I'm just rambling. I'm not talking about anything. So what you need to do is you need to plan yourself, okay? Yes, you work a lot, you're tired, but at the end of the day, how much are you actually getting done? Okay? If we work 9 hours a day, if we work 9 to 5s, and then we work on our company from 6 to 1 a.m., whatever it is that you're doing, what are you actually getting done in that time? Okay? And a lot of times, I would come sit at my desk. I'm in my house. Okay? We're still in lockdown. It's COVID season. A lot of times I would sit down to work, but 70% of the time that I'm sitting here, I'm planning on what I should be working on. Now tell me how that's efficient. Tell me how that makes any sense. It doesn't make any sense, okay? So the thing you need to do is you need to not waste time. I'm just thinking about one time that I sat here for like 4 hours and I literally didn't, I thought of ideas, but I didn't really execute on anything. I didn't have any plan. So here's what I need you to do throughout the day. Okay, this is what I do personally. Throughout the day, I think of different ideas or things that I need to get done. Oh, that's right, I need to send that email. Oh, I should like run this ad, or I should do this, or we should operate this way. We should make a little pivot. And the thing that I do is I write it down, because if I think about it, I'll forget it and I won't commit to it. I write it down in a journal immediately, or notes on my phone. Notes on my phone is perfect. I love taking notes on my phone. And then the next thing you want to do is once you sit down, okay, you sit down and you dedicate this time, okay, this is what I'm going to be working on. You already have a list of things that you need to do. You don't need to sit and plan. You don't have to think or come up with ideas. You have all your ideas written down, okay? So usually I start with the task that I think will take the longest, or the tasks that have to be done first, because some tasks have priority no matter how long they take. It doesn't really matter. Some of them just need to be done first. So here is the secret that I've told people in my DMs in private, but I haven't really expounded on it. One of the things that I do is when I come to sit down and I start working on graphics, or I start working on video, or I'm doing client work or whatever, I pull up another window on my desktop and I get a tab and I go to an online timer and I look at each task and I go, okay, this task may take this long to do, this one may take this long, this one probably will be a little bit shorter, 5-10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour and a half, depending on the project. And I use my second monitor to get the online timer, and this gives me an end time to each task. So I'm not sitting there trying to think of creative ideas, or even when I've hit like a creative wall, that timer ticking down pushes me to finish. Like, okay, this has to get done. I have to complete this. I have to get this together. And I seriously think this is like super, super, super underrated, especially for people who work for themselves or are running an organization. Timing yourself and setting a time, dedicating a time, saying, okay, I have an hour to get this done. No matter whatever creative wall you have, whatever you're trying to think of something, you'll get something done in that time if you give yourself enough time. And now, I really suggest everyone to do this with anything you're working on. Doesn't matter. I think timing yourself gives you an end goal and doesn't cause other tasks to run into each other to where you're only completing one thing in an 8-hour period. Now let's say an hour for a complex video edit just isn't enough. I only add 15 to 30 minute intervals. If I add 15, I'm doing 15. Even if I finish it in 5 or 10, I'm doing it 15. Then I'm going back and looking at it and saying, okay, is there anything I need to adjust? Is there anything I'm gonna change? Things like that. I think that's super important. And then sometimes 30 minutes can seem a little long. Let's say you give yourself 30 minutes and it was just too long. Sometimes you're rushing to get it done to beat the clock, or you just didn't get in the groove until the first 30-40 minutes. So the extra 30 minutes is really good for you to sit back and be proud of your work. You want to feel really good about the stuff that you're putting out and the things that you're doing with your company. So this will give you time to clean up and finish what you started, or revise what is done, and make sure you're happy with the final decision.